How this man stole hundreds of thousands of dollars from small business owners, coming up.
She was all to pieces, shook up, and asked me if she could come in, and said she's afraid that she might get shot too if she didn't get away from there.
State police say an Estill County father shot and killed his son.
And tonight, a man is behind bars after deputies say he went on a crime spree across central Kentucky. We'll have the latest on the investigation.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5:30.
Good evening. He's accused of going on a crime spree in central Kentucky. And tonight, the Franklin County Sheriff's Office has arrested the man they say is responsible for a series of car break-ins.
Sheriff's deputies arrested Frank Combs this morning. He faces charges from several counties. WKYT's Garrett Weimer is in Franklin County, where he's tracking the latest in this arrest and the investigation. He is our top story at 5:30.
Franklin County Sheriff Pat Melton says the man they were searching for as a purse snatcher had been a lot busier than they first thought. Now facing charges from Franklin County, but also Fayette, Mercer, Clark, and Madison counties. Sheriff Melton says Lexington police and a U.S. Marshal Task Force officer arrested Frank J. Combs today. Combs was the suspect in a string of smash and grabs, including one at the West Frankfort YMCA. Sheriff Melton says law enforcement from several counties realized they were all searching for the same man after our story aired on Monday evening. Melton credits a loss prevention officer at Kmart for helping break the case wide open after he recognized a picture of Combs and took action.
He actually had stopped this individual, had his ID information and a license plate of the vehicle, the exact description that we were looking for. So we were able to get him identified pretty quick.
Sheriff Melton says Combs is currently being held at the Fayette County Detention Center, where he's been questioned most of the day. In Franklin County, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Sheriff Melton says they are still looking for an accomplice, and they're close to being able to identify that person.
A central Kentucky man is dead, and police believe his father is the one who pulled the trigger. That shooting happened at a home on Sugar Hollow Road in Estill County about 10:30 last night. Police say that Millard Dixon's father shot him. Dixon was taken to the hospital, where he later died. Our Sam Smith talked to a neighbor who says she can't believe something like this would happen in her neighborhood.
What happened inside this Estill County home is a question investigators are trying to answer.
We know who was shot. We know who did the shooting. Now we just need to learn exactly what transpired and what criminal activity may have taken place.
Police say Millard Dixon, better known as Ed or Eddie, was shot and killed by his father last night. At this point, his dad does not face any charges.
Some of the neighbors I talked with can't believe what happened last night.
So I'm really sad about it all.
Elaine Duncan grew up next to Dixon and his father. She was home last night when Dixon's girlfriend rang the doorbell.
She was all to pieces, shook up, and asked me if she could come in, and said she's afraid that she might get shot too if she didn't get away from there.
Police say Dixon and his father were in some type of fight before the shooting. They have not said whether or not Dixon's father was just protecting himself. Neighbors think the shooting was an act of self-defense, and alcohol played a role in the incident.
I reckon Eddie, when he drinks, he would kind of get mean and all, and lose his temper, so that took it one too many times too far.
Police are looking into the possibility that alcohol was a factor, as well as anything else that could have led to this shooting. In Estill County, Sam Smith, WKYT.
Police have not yet released information about how many times Dixon was shot. A man charged in a deadly crash appeared before a judge today. 26-year-old Caleb Aldridge is charged with murder, assault, and DUI for a New Year's Day crash in Madison County. Police say that he lost control of his car and it hit a tree, throwing him and the victims from the car. Chelsea Harnack died in that crash. Amber Heller was seriously injured. During today's hearing, a judge appointed Aldridge a public defender. He remains in jail on a $500,000 cash bond.
Today, a grand jury indicted a teenager involved in a deadly crash. Our county-by-county coverage begins in Boyle County. The Advocate Messenger reports 19-year-old Jacob Smith is charged with manslaughter for the crash last June. Police say Smith missed a curve on Scrub Grass Road, hit a tree, and crashed into a creek. Emily Snow died in that crash. Police say speed and alcohol played a role. A month after the crash, police charged 40-year-old Allison Nicole Grigsby with buying beer for Smith just before that accident. In Kenton County, Ohio and Kentucky governors held a joint conference today to discuss a cost-saving plan for improving the Brent Spence Bridge. Leaders have been looking for ways to replace the bridge, which carries interstates between 71 and 75 over the Ohio River. The new agreement would limit tolls and share costs between the two states. The governors proposed a discount on tolls for people who frequently commute across the Ohio River. They say the states would equally share the $2.6 billion cost to replace the bridge. The plan would have to be approved by the Kentucky legislature, which has so far been unwilling to approve tolls as a way to pay for that project.
We had a little break from the snow today with warmer temperatures and some sunshine out there, but we're tracking another winter blast headed to the bluegrass for the weekend. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey is tracking those snow chances on the First Alert Defender. Hey, Chris.
Yeah, Sam, as we roll our way into roughly this time tomorrow evening, much colder air is blowing on into town. That will introduce a couple of snow chances tomorrow night. Then, as you mentioned, for the weekend. Let's concentrate on what is going on right now. Beautiful sunset showing up here on live First Alert Defender that, by the way, across the Lexington Metro has nothing going on outside of that beautiful sky with some high clouds that are beginning to filter on in from the northwest. Those clouds are ice crystal clouds, not producing precipitation, but you're going to notice more and more of those. And shutterbugs, go outside, get a nice little picture of the sun set right now through some of those ice crystal clouds. All of those clouds are coming from a system that is still across parts of the Dakotas as of now. You want to see a big temperature gradient that will lead to a big blast of wind around here? Check this out. 72 right now in Kansas City. We're pushing 80 into parts of Kansas, into Oklahoma City, yet coming in behind that, Clipper, we're seeing temperatures quickly dropping into the 20s. Now we've got 35 Lexington, 50 St. Louis and Nashville. We'll get in on a little surge of that air as we go into the day tomorrow, but overall it is a colder trend that shows up. And guys, coming up in a bit, we're going to track how we go from that little surge of milder early tomorrow to the colder, and how a big blast of wind is likely to be sandwiched in the middle. That's in a few minutes.
A lot of hugs and smiles at Fort Campbell yesterday afternoon. The families of nearly 100 soldiers were there to welcome them home. Those soldiers were returning home after spending several months fighting Ebola in West Africa. The troops actually returned home earlier this month, but had to be monitored for 21 days to make sure that they didn't show any symptoms of Ebola.
My husband been gone exactly 2 months, but it seemed like forever because it was our first Christmas and Thanksgiving in 7 years being away from each other.
Soldiers spent more than a year preparing for their deployment. A battle of jobs is playing out right here in Kentucky. Several counties are pushing their own right-to-work laws, which would allow employees to work without joining a union. Today, Kentuckians gathered at the Clark County Courthouse to discuss developing economies in local communities. Many say a right-to-work ordinance would benefit counties on the Kentucky border that are competing with right-to-work states.
We're not going to solve all of our economic problems with a right-to-work law, but not having that is like having a toolbox without a screwdriver. You can have a lot of tools, but if you don't have a screwdriver, there's a lot of things you can't do.
Many labor unions are fighting back. They say by allowing employees not to join a union, it could result in lower paying jobs. So far, 24 states have passed right-to-work laws. 5 counties in Kentucky have passed the law.
It's one of the problems that small businesses often run into, the need for financing to get through a down period or bankroll expansion. In this case, the fees collected to obtain that financing ended up supporting one man's luxury lifestyle. Ronnie Singleton claimed he was an investor and loan broker who could help businesses looking for financing.
He said, well, if you pay me some fees up front for due diligence, then I'll be able to get you funding using lending monetary instruments through a European system of financing.
Singleton primarily worked online networking with other people in finance. There was one problem.
He had no formal background in finance or investment. He was not licensed with any of the state regulatory agencies. There was really nothing that if you ran his name or his company name that you'd find him to be certified to handle these types of transactions.
Buddy talked a good game and collected more than $800,000 in investor funds.
Some people are desperate, for money to get financing because they do want to complete these transactions. So they say, oh, it's great, I have to pay maybe $100,000 up front, but I'm going to have access to $10 million in capital.
Postal inspectors say anyone should be careful of people you meet online for personal or business reasons.
So they make a decision, okay, I'm going to work with this gentleman or these people who I've never met, who I've never really talked to, other than through email correspondence or maybe a brief phone call, and they decide to enter a transaction with them.
Instead of getting the promised financing for the real estate projects, he spent the money on himself.
It's people's hard-earned money. Most people work their whole lives. They want to invest for their future, and this was a situation where, that was all gone just in an instant.
Well, his freedom is gone now. Ronnie Singleton pled guilty to conspiracy to commit wire fraud and was sentenced to 27 months in prison. Again, if you're entering into any financial transaction, take the time to do some research.